Hey guys, how's it going out there? Hope you guys are doing well. So, I got some potentially interesting Transformers news. This is all just rumor, but I think that there's probably some truth to it. The rumor is that Michael Bay is going to come back to direct another Transformers film, but he's going to be directing one of five projects. Apparently, Paramount has five Transformers films that they are developing, and they have Michael Bay is going to direct one, and then I think the director of Transformers One is going to direct another one. Now, this is all just rumor, but it does seem to have some credibility to it. And as far as Michael Bay coming back to Transformers as like a director, because he's been a producer on all the Transformers films since Bumblebee. But as far as him coming back as a director, I look at this like I look at the Russo brothers and Robert Downey Jr. going back to the MCU. I see this as an act of desperation because it's no secret that the Transformers franchise has not been doing good for a while. I mean, going all the way back to The Last Night, which killed the whole future cinematic universe that they were going to do. Since The Last Night, the Transformers franchise has been just on a pretty much a steady decline. Like, they've not been received like horribly. I mean, some of them have been okay. Like, people like Bumblebee. People like Transformers 1. Rise of the Beast was kind of mixed. People were okay on it, but didn't really like it. And the box office reception has been very underwhelming for most of these films. I mean, obviously, none of them have been getting anywhere near what, like, Revenge of the Fallen, Age of Extinction, Dark of the Moon. Like, pretty much none of them have gotten nowhere near the Bay former films. So, like, I get why they want to bring Michael Bay back, but at the same time, I don't feel like Michael Bay is the solution. In fact, I think bringing Michael Bay back in the long term might actually hurt the franchise because I think the thing with Michael Bay is that a lot of people have kind of gone a decent amount of time without having seen a Michael Bay Transformers, or Bayformers as his, nickname. I think people have not seen a Bayformers film in so long that they have forgotten why they don't like them. Because I've seen people talk about this online where people have talked about like the recent Transformers films, and they've said like, oh, I know Michael Bay films weren't good, but man, like I even miss Michael Bay after seeing this film. And I'm like, I don't think you really mean that. I think if people see another Michael Bay Transformers, they're going to instantly realize why they don't like these films. Because, I mean, the thing with Bayformers is I think it has outlived its not even its lifespan, but like I feel like people just they had enough of it because the Michael Bay formula for these films they worked for a while, but people got tired of them because the Bayformer films essentially are like extremely bloated films that have like about a solid 10 to 15 minutes of good action and cool robots. And then the rest of it is just useless, insufferable human shit that people don't care about. You have annoying human characters like Shia LaBeouf, Sam Witwicky, or Cade Yeager, or you just have women there to just be sex objects, or you have just a plethora of racial stereotypes, or you have a combination of human and robot stereotypes. You got dogs fucking, you got excessive sex jokes, you got toilet humor. Shit that does not need to be in a Transformers film. And then, in the last 5 minutes, Optimus Prime shows up, does some cool shit, does a speech, and then the credits roll. I mean, that's pretty much a Michael Bay film. I mean, honestly, you can go on YouTube and see about a 30-minute version of any Michael Bay film, and it is a superior film to any Michael Bay film. I mean, Transformers-wise. Because really, that's all these films are. They're good for like a solid 30 minutes of a like 3-hour film. And it's like, no one wants to go see that. No one's going to sit through that much shit just for 30 minutes. And I mean, the one thing that people, and I agree with this, the one thing people say about the Michael Bay films is like, well, the special effects look cool. I mean, yeah, that's true, but I mean, it's 2025. I mean, having good special effects, that doesn't mean anything. Like, I'm sorry, like, I'm not gonna go see a 3-hour film and be miserable through about 90% of it just to say it looked cool. I mean, I can see tons of cool looking robot films. I mean, fucking Pacific Rim. I can see that at home. a far better film than than most of the Transformers films. I'd say hell, fucking most of them actually. So like I don't know. I feel like Michael Bay coming back, it might, like, people might initially come see it just because it's been enough time without a Michael Bay Transformers that people are kind of curious. And they're like, oh, let's see what a Michael Bay Transformers looks like in, the current day. But I don't think after that people are gonna actually want to keep tuning in. I feel like it's just gonna be diminishing returns the more Michael Bay keeps making films. I feel like it would just be a repeat of the original films where they might make a lot of money at first, but then as Michael Bay keeps making more, people are going to stop watching them, and then the franchise is going to be dead again, and then we're going to be back to square one, where the franchise is back to the same condition it was in when Michael Bay came back. So, I don't know. I mean, I know that obviously they need to do something to kind of get the Transformers franchise in a new direction, but a good direction. And honestly, I really feel like Paramount and the people who are involved with Transformers, they just need to have a complete overhaul of management and get completely new producers and completely new people in control of the Transformers franchise, because it's not hard. Like, Transformers is probably one of the easiest franchises to make work. Like, all you need to do is look at either the Cybertron games, the War for Cybertron games, the IDW comics, the cartoon. There's tons of good, not even just good, but fucking fantastic source material to adapt. And you don't have to make these films 3 hours long. Like, the one thing I will say about Transformers 1 is that it showed that you can make a Transformers film that is just about Transformers with no humans in it, and it works. Because, like, for the longest time, that's what me and a lot of other people kept saying, is like, we do not care about seeing all these human characters that nobody cares about, nobody likes, nobody's gonna remember. Just cut them out and make a solid 90-minute Transformers movie about robots fighting with cool action, in space, and you got a good movie. Like, I honestly feel like if they adapted any number of storylines from the IDW comics, or if they just, like, pretty much just adapted, the War for Cybertron games, that people would love Transformers. I think if you had, like, 3 films that were adapted faithfully from the IDW comics, I think that the Transformers franchise would be in a just a completely different light. Because right now, I think people kind of have, like, the stigma of Bayformers. And, like, since Bayformers, they've had just nothing really good. Because Bumblebee was okay, but not great. Rise of the Beast was forgettable, and people were just kind of lukewarm on it. Transformers 1, people liked it. I still have not watched the film. I know some people told me a few days ago that I need to watch it, but I don't know, it just not seem like a film I would be interested in. Like, and I know I haven't seen it, so I'm only judging from the trailer and what I've seen of it, but people didn't really seem that into Transformers 1. So, it seems like, people just kind of look at Transformers and they're like, I'll pass. I just think that the reputation of Transformers is just not good. Because people either think about Bayformers, or they think about the films following Bayformers, and neither is really good when you think about it. I mean, I think really, I would say the only solid film is Bumblebee. And if I had to choose a solid good film from the Michael Bay films, I would have to say Dark of the Moon. But even that's not a good movie. But if you cut out the first 2 hours and you just focus on the Battle of Chicago, like the very end where it's just all the battles, that's a solid film. Like, that's a good film, that last half act. But everything else is just forgettable. So, like, I feel like if they were able to just adapt a few storylines from the IDW comics or the video games, that people's perception of the franchise would be a lot better, and I think people would actually be interested in seeing more Transformers. Because I feel like right now, people just do not want to see a Transformers film, or they don't care. Like, I know people who are fans of Transformers who are just kind of indifferent. Like, you know, they're not really excited about anything Transformers related. They're not, like, talking about it. They're just kind of. It's like they're kind of having to force themselves to be Transformers fans because there's just nothing to be interested in. I mean, as far as, like, the movies, like, I mean, the comics and the animation and everything else is good. Like, I mean, that's the other thing is, like, that's what's so strange about Transformers is that they can do fantastic when it comes to the comics, when it comes to the games, when it comes to the TV shows, when it comes to every other media for Transformers. They can do pretty good. Like, you know, the shows are great, the comics are fantastic, but for some reason they just cannot get the films right, and I don't know why. It's just bizarre that they, after what, damn near 20 years of Transformers films, they still have not really gotten a really good Transformers film yet. That's just fucking crazy. So yeah, like, you know, I don't know. The fact that they're thinking about bringing back Michael Bay, or like the fact that it's even an idea of bringing him back, I just think it's just desperation because they don't know what else to do. And, you know, Michael Bay was he was the sole, you know, creative force. I mean, he wasn't the sole creative force, but, like, he was the sole director for the entirety of the Transformers, like, main successful era. So, like, it makes sense that they want to bring him back, but honestly, I just feel like it's not the best move. Like, it might work, like, in the short term, but as far as the long term, I really don't think it's gonna work out. I think people are gonna be tired of Transformers. I think people are gonna be tired of Michael Bay again. Because, I mean, the thing is, Michael Bay really hasn't done anything since Transformers. Has he done anything since Transformers? I think he did, like, that Netflix movie, but I can't remember if he did that Netflix movie before he did The Last Knight, or if that came out, like, right after. But nonetheless, I mean, Michael Bay hasn't really done anything since then, so it's not like people have seen a lot of Michael Bay since Transformers, so it's also that the factor. And like, I feel like people just might look at a movie, a Michael Bay Transformers film, just because it's been so long without one, and he hasn't really done much since then. But I think after, like, the initial film, people just kind of tune out in droves and just kind of check out from there. But I might be wrong, though. People might actually be interested in it. I'm not sure, though. But, yeah, there's not much else to say, really, about this. I just wanted to kind of give my thoughts on it. But with that said, I think I'm going to call it a day here. Let me know what you think, if you're interested in a Michael Bay film, if you're not, if you don't care. But with that said, guys, I'm going to call it a day here, and I'll see you later.